Hey everybody, today you're going to get to see something a little bit different. Al kind of took over the channel, I guess you could say. I had a weekend where I was doing a couple of other things off camera, and he said, hey, give me a camera. I'm going to film all the work I'm doing on my Corvette. So you guys get to meet the E6VETTE. The E6VETTE is Al's personal C6 Corvette. E6 is Al's rank when he got out of the military, and then Vette, V-E-T-T-E, nice little play on words there. So Al himself is an E6VETTE driving the E6VETTE. Pretty cool deal there. So I think he did a great job on this. You guys, as you're watching this, drop a comment below and tell us, hey, what did you like on here, and what else do you want to see Al do on camera on here? Maybe we can get him his own camera and he can have his own little segment.
Hey, welcome back to Bad Influence Garage. So today we're doing something a little bit different. Greg is taking a break, and I'm actually going to be working on my Corvette. It is a 2013 Grand Sport model, automatic transmission on it. It's got some upgrades to it as far as, you know, splitters and carbon fiber and a few other things to it. Our ultimate goal on this, we're going to try to get 550 horsepower to the rear wheels, naturally aspirated. It's going to be fun. Here's some of the stuff that we're doing to it. So these are all going to be going on to the Corvette over the next couple days. We've got everything from the heads over here, which were sent out to BES to be ported, polished, their whole job done on it. I think these heads flow right around 340 CFM now. We had an extra set of LS3 heads sitting here that we were able to send to BES out there. They did their work on it, got it back to us. We're also going to put in a new torque converter. It's from Circle D. Then we've got from Speed Engineering, we got a full set of full-length headers on there. We're going to get rid of the cats on it and just go with catless. And we've got different valve covers, camshaft, head bolts, push rods, head gaskets, all that kind of good stuff. So it's gonna be a couple days of work here to get all this stuff done. So let's get at it. Day number 2, working on the Corvette. Let me show you some of the things that we've already done to this and what we're gonna be doing yet today. So in order to do this, right down in here, you're gonna notice that we're missing a few things, like as in the radiator, the AC condenser. We've already taken the power steering pump off, the power steering pump reservoir here, the ABS module, and the ABS pump, we pull that out of the way. So what we're gonna be doing is we also have to take out this power steering rack and pinion. We're not gonna actually be taking it out, we're just gonna be moving it. So we've got to undo right here at the steering knuckle. We're going to take these lines, unloosen these lines so that we don't have a problem with the binding on it. These lines right here. And we're just going to take and shove it out of the way so we can get to this. And once we shove it out of the way, this will come back, and then we can go ahead and do that. Now, in order to do this, we've also had to take off the sway bar, the front sway bar that goes right in here, this area. So once we get that done, we'll be able to take the crankshaft pulley off. We'll be able to take the front cover off, get to the camshaft in here. Then we're going to take the exhaust off. We're going to take the heads off, and then we're going to take the top plate off so we can get to everything. And then once all that's done, we put the camshaft back in. Then we're going to go ahead and really start putting everything back together. I've got most of this ripped apart. I've got all the head bolts out and everything. As you can see here, you know, the exhaust is all off. Heads are coming off. I'm gonna take the top plate off. I've got the front cover off. You see what I had to do here with this? I had to take off the inner tie rod on that one so I could get it to move away so I could get this pulley off here. So that's one thing that you would have to do. I'd say that's probably the hardest job on this, is getting the steering gear out of the way so you can do the job. While we're in here, we're going to take and replace the camshaft and such like that. As you can see over here, everything's looking good. This head it's loose and ready to come off. And I'm going to be pulling that off in just a second. Everything is moving along as should. We're going to continue on with this tomorrow and start putting things back together. We'll get them all cleaned up and then start putting things back together tomorrow. Well, I've almost got the engine all buttoned back up. We're just going to show you a little bit of what we did in here, and then we're going to go ahead and tackle the rear end, pull the transmission out, put a torque converter in. But first, the engine compartment. We've pretty much got it all back together. Got all the coolant and everything back in there, but some of the things that we're doing here is, if you see over here, we've got roller tip rockers that are 185 instead of the 1:7 ratio, and you'll see the nice stainless headers that are on there going on underneath. We did take a bunch of the stuff off of the top here just to kind of clean it up. Different valve covers. We've got the tall valve covers over here. And what it does is it gets rid of all of the bracketry for the coils. And the coil's attached directly to the actual valve cover. I like it. It's nice and clean. Everything in here is getting cleaner. As we go along, we're going to make different upgrades inside here and clean things up even more. But as of right now, this is what we've got. So now we're going to go and we're going to tackle the rear of the car. I'm going to finish putting that valve cover on over there. One thing that we do need to do after that is come up with a air oil separator catch can system, because when I took this intake off, it had lots of oil inside the intake, and I want to get rid of that because oil is detonation. Well, welcome back again. Since we get the engine already buttoned up, still have a few things to do up there with the oil air separator, and fill it up with some coolant and then fire it up and get it running again. But moved on to the torque converter. And the torque converter over here, let's show you the old one first. This is the old torque converter that came out of it. Pretty big, nice, large torque converter. And we're replacing it with something just a little bit better. A Billet Circle D torque converter in here, which is a little bit smaller in diameter, going to help us pick up some RPM faster, put it that way on that. Now, in order to do this on the transmission, this of course is a 6-speed transmission in here, but we had to take out the whole bottom, as you can see here. This is a rear suspension, completely dropped out of it. That's the only way you can get this transmission out. The exhaust, of course, is sitting over here. And now, let's see if I can put some light up here on this for you. That up there is a torque tube, and we're going to take and mate this all back up, start putting things back together, see if we can't get this thing buttoned up, and have some fun with it, finally. Got everything done on the Corvette. We just got to get a tune in it. I'm changing the oil on it right now. As you can see up on top, I've got the antifreeze just getting ready to go into it. We got the headers on down here, give you kind of an underneath look of the car. Got the headers on down here to the straight pipes coming back out here. I retained the exhaust, the factory NPP exhaust on there, but we've got a new torque converter in for the transmission. Rear end's all bolted back up in there, and pretty much everything is ready to go once I get done with this oil change. So we're gonna do that quick and see how this thing runs. Okay, so Greg is in there right now working on doing a little bit of the tune on this thing, but it's up and running. Let's walk around to the back over here and listen to this idle. Not gonna wave at me apparently. There he is.
So there you guys have it. The heads, cam, torque converter, rocker arms, the long tube headers, all of the work that Dad did on this turned out pretty good. Unfortunately, we had to hurry up and get the car out of the shop there at the end because he did this over like a 3-day weekend, and we had to get it back to his house because the dyno, it wasn't even set up. This is about the same time when we did our shop remodel. So thank you guys for watching, and thank you for subscribing. Like I said, drop a comment below. Let us know what you liked about this video so that way we can get you more of it. Or if you have an idea of something else you want to see Al take on for a project, let us know on there, and we can get him his own camera and you know, maybe set him up with his own little segment. Thank you guys for watching again, and until next time, be safe.